Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to R² Technology. I'm your host Ryan, and let's get ready to SolidWorks. Yes, Monday. For some, you might like it. For most, nah. But we're back at it again in the motorcycle truck bed challenge. This is like part 1000 by now. And we're continuing on with the profile of the tire, and we'll complete that basic profile and get into a 3D model shape. And then I'll do probably, not promising, but just one more video to finish up that tire with some tread pattern and some other unique finishing touches. So with that, let's jump back into the profile and finish that up. Alright, so we left off kind of tinkering around with some splines and defining those, and kind of borrowed some profile geometry off of a different part to give us kind of boundaries, and that'll give us kind of some offsets here. And so with that, we come across a unique thing that I was experiencing last time, which was mirroring certain parts of the sketch, and it causes conflicting relations. So if we grab these here, it's just simply this spline alone, and I mirrored about this center line here. I believe it freaks out on us. Let's see. Okay, it did not. We're doing okay. Excellent. So, with that being said, we'll now move on to adding in probably a line here. Well, this is going to actually be... How do I want to make this? Because arguably you wouldn't have a line that goes all the way across. You're going to have a walled profile that makes a C shape or U shape, depending on how you want to look at it. So let's say, for argument's sake, that we do... Let's play around with splines more. I don't usually like them. They can be very difficult in certain situations to dimension in actual drawings. And in certain cases, depending on whether the spline is something you created or gets generated automatically based on the model's contour, they are not able to be dimensioned whatsoever. I'm not going to show you that in this video, but in a future video I'll show you that, and we'll look at how you work with that or workarounds for that. So, for now, we're going to just stick in our modeling space and continue on. So we'll go here. This is going to be now kind of the sidewall of the tire, and we don't want any crazy geometry, but the reason I chose a spline is just to allow for a little bit more flexibility than an arc would have, say the 3-point arc. Again, we get greater control with these handles. One thing I'll probably do right out the gate is press and hold the control key, select the spline, and select this other one. Oops, we grabbed way too many things here. This spline and this spline. Don't grab the handles. We're going to make a tangent just to see what that kind of gives us. So this is the edge of our rim, and this is going to be kind of a wide and beefy tire at this current juncture because it's a 1/4 inch past. And for now, I kind of want to keep it that way because, again, this is going to give us... What I'm going to go for is kind of a wider profile tire for more surface contact. Again, is it practical and is it a real type tire? Probably not. So with that, we'll go make this horizontal here, vertical, sorry. And we're going to pause for just a moment. And we're back from the short commercial break. Haha, just kidding. So we'll make that a horizontal relation here. I'm going to move this dimension out of the way. And with that, this handle is going to be fixed. We're not going to make it angular, so let's add a dimension to it. Where are we at? 0.61, so let's go 0.625. Again, we can tweak things a little bit later. We'll just start with something. How do we like the curvature of that? That kind of bows out. Let's add this dimension in here first. Kind of the tire wall height. Probably want it to be about 2 inches. Let's bring that out. Yeah, something like that'll work. And then let's zoom it out, drag the handle, see what we got here. Sure, something like that. So with that, we'll add a smart dimension. We'll add an angular 39 degrees. Why don't we just make it an even 40? Lengthwise, we'll make this 1.375. Don't try to make a tire based on these dimensions. This isn't the real deal here, folks. And then what we're gonna do, so I've created this offset here. Seems a bit thick. Let's actually change this to a 1/2 inch for now. Not 5 inches, 1/2 inch. There we go. And we'll do something of, well, it really needs to be almost an offset. So let's see if it will allow it with all the spline geometry here. Look at that. So we can actually remove this entirely. No, we'll keep it. Wall thickness of 1/8 of an inch, and probably needs to be 1/4 to be a little bit more realistic. Yeah, we'll go with that. And then we're going to add this line in here. And so actually what we're going to do is, in this case, we're going to remove that mirror entity until we complete this up here. And we'll go flat from here, or tangent. Let's see what tangent gives us. That would be like that. So we need yet one more spline for this, just to kind of level it out, because if we go tangent from flat, that's going to be a little messy. So this, let's get the handles out like such. Then we're going to take this part and do tangent. This is just going to be a small tweaked arc to give us something kind of flattened out. And this dimension is interfering with my ability to grab this handle. There we go. I'd say let's give that a distance of just 1/2 inch. And from here we're going to take it over another 0.375. And let's tweak this. You know what, we'll actually just do this. We're going to give this a horizontal, if I can grab just the end point there. It's not going to do it. It's fine. I will take it to this, and we're going to make it horizontal. Perfect. And then we can just give this a dimension here. .4. And we also need a height to this. 0.25. There we go. And so arguably what we ought to do here is we're actually going to take out this spline. I should have completed that part first. all of this. We'll clean that up real quick, then we'll redo the offset entity. There we go. I like it. Perfect. Throw this in here. Like such. And then we're going to come up here, and from here we can for sure do just straight horizontal relation. And I'll drag it out. And what I'm going to do here is make sure that this endpoint of this horizontal line is a vertical relation to that center line here. And then we can do the same thing here. Close that up. And then from here, now arguably there's two ways we could have left this omitted. What if we do that? What is the benefit? It just kind of duplicates things. Here's what we're going to do. Remove this, and this, and this. We'll do it this way. Mirror entities, we're going to grab. Let's see what's going on here. Mirror entity, grab you. There we go. All of this. Center scroll wheel again to zoom in and out on the mouse. And then we're going to mirror it about this center line. Looks good. It's freaking out over some things here. Let's see what it says. Let's see if it understands its own conflict. Finding solutions. I do, in fact, want to see what SOLIDWORKS comes up with for this. So we will be back in just a moment after it runs the system, because no need to record all of that. For reasons unknown, the offset relation that I created on this side generates an entire conflict of relations. Now, we'll revisit that potentially in a later video of how to solve it, but I don't want to make a 10-hour tutorial for this tire at the moment. So we'll continue with sacrilege, an underdefined internal wall thickness here. I'd rather that than have conflicting relations. So, we'll carry on here, pick up these here, select it. We've got ourselves a closed sketch, and with that we can simply go over to the Features tab, choose Revolve Boss Base, and we're going to choose this center line here. And the selected contour is going to be the internal here, and we're going to click OK. We'll zoom it out a bit, and look, it looks kind of like a tire, just a little bit, you know. We'll hit Control S, space bar, and bring it back isometric. And we're going to leave it in this form for now. Again, the next video I'm going to add in tread and some other finishing touches, which I'm not going to tell you about. It's going to be a surprise. So that means you're going to want to stay tuned for that. So I hope you learned something of what can create conflicts. Now again, I didn't go into great detail, and I will. I definitely plan to make some more focused tutorials on just the understanding of relations and what they do and how they can cause problems, but how they're essential and how to, properly utilize them. Not doing so particularly in this one because I'm tinkering with splines that can be a bit dicey. So that is all I have for you in this Monday video. I'll see you next Monday, and until then, take care.